Hi everyone, this is Lori from My File Addiction. Today I'm going to show you how to do a mock-up of a t-shirt design using a rhinestone pattern in Silhouette Business Edition. You might be able to do this in the Designer Edition. It depends upon whether you can save the file as a JPEG or a PNG when you're done. So I'm not quite sure what the limitations are for that program, but I'm using the Business Edition, and I'm also using a Windows computer. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to bring in my program. So I select File, Open, bring in my design, and I'm going to select my birthday design here. Okay. So with my designs, I include these black boxes around the design, which makes each piece exactly the same size. So I'm going to ungroup these and I'm going to kind of show you what I mean here. Okay, so if you select each one of these black boxes, 9.877 and 9.877. So basically, the pink piece and the gray piece are exactly the same size if you leave the boxes on around the design. Let's see. Okay, so we're going for the matter of putting this design back together. We need to leave the black boxes intact, and what we need to do is we need to group the pink circles with the black box and the gray circles with the black box. So I'm going to hold down my left click and I'm going to select the pink circles and the black box, right click, group, okay, and I'm going to do the same thing for the gray, right click, group. Okay, so now essentially this is one piece and this is another piece, okay? So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go over to your transform panel, which is over to the right, far right, and you are going to, and the transform panel will come up here. It's this option over here. You are going to select both pieces, so we're going to marquee select, so we hold down our left click and we're going to draw that box around both pieces so it selects everything, and we're going to go to this center option. We don't want to do center page, we just want to do center, and what it does is it will bring and stack those boxes on top of each other. Okay, so now we are going to do the same thing. We're going to hold down our left click and we're going to marquee select both pieces. And now we're going to right click. We're going to select ungroup. And now we will select the black box, delete, select the black box, delete, and our design is now put back together. Okay, so then I'm going to marquee select again, hold down my left click and marquee select. I'm going to right click and I'm going to select group. Okay, so now this is all one piece. So now we can use this to place in front of our t-shirt mock-up. So now what we need to do is we're going to go to the internet, okay? And all I did was search women's blank black shirt, okay? I clicked on the image tab here, and then that brings in a bunch of black shirt designs. Okay, and so the first thing you're going to look for is you're going to try to find the highest quality shirt mock-up that you can find. Okay, um, the lower the resolution, the fuzzier your image will look. So to check the resolution and to find a higher resolution image, basically you select a shirt that you want to use, and then when you hover over this, you can see that this is almost 1300 by 1300. Okay, so that's high resolution. Anything over, basically over 1000, is a high resolution. If you select this image, it's basically 400 by 400. That's a low quality image. So if you were to bring that into your program, it's going to come in very small, and then as you resize it to make it larger, it just gets blurry. So you don't want to do that. These kind of designs, or these kind of images will automatically come in at a larger size. Now it's up to you how you want to, whether you want a person in the image, or if you just prefer to have a t-shirt, that's, strictly up to you, but you can, do whatever you want. So then you're going to right click on that, and you would hit save image, and I've already saved it here, but I'll just replace it. That's it automatically brings up the program. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our silhouette program, and now we're going to bring in our t-shirt image. So I'm going to select file, and then I'm going to select merge, because merge will bring the image into this same design space we're working in. If we just select open, it's just going to basically open up in an additional tab up here, and then you'd have to copy and paste it to bring it in here. So we're going to select merge, and then I'm going to go to this t-shirt, select OK. So as you can kind of see, it came in at a large size to begin with. It's almost 18 by 18, but you can kind of tell if I zoom in here, it's a pretty good quality image. You can almost read the tag in the inside of the shirt. So let's see here. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our design, it's all grouped together, and we are going to resize this to fit the front of the shirt. Now you don't want to, you want to try to size your design to be as proportionate as possible. So, after you've put it together, click on the design and kind of see the dimensions. Basically, it's just a little less than 10 inches wide by, 8.5 inches tall. So you don't want to, you don't want to take a 5-inch design and spread it across the front of a shirt, and then your customer thinks that they're getting this full coverage design, and then then you send them the shirt and it's just a design that just fits in in the small front area of the shirt. So you want it to look proportionate. So this is pretty much this is a fitted style shirt, so this is pretty much going to go across the full front of the shirt. So we're going to reduce this down. And I'm going to bring it. So now you notice that the design basically what has happened is the design is going behind the t-shirt image. So to correct that, we can either click on the t-shirt image and we could send it to the back, or we can click on the design itself and we can bring it to the front. So now basically that brings it to the front. So let's see here. So I think that that's probably a pretty good size. It looks proportionate to the size of the shirt and what the dimensions were for the design. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bring in maybe a logo that you have, a business logo, your contact information, email address, phone number, however you plan on having your customers contact you. if you do not put a logo or some sort to brand your image, people come along and they just kind of steal. They right click and they're going to save your image, and you've done the work, and then they're going to just take your image and they're going to use it. So putting something on it, if you have a logo that has a bit of a transparency to it, you can do that. I can kind of show you what I do with mine. I have a transparency that I put across mine. I put my logo down here, but then I have another one that goes across, so that way they, if they try to crop out this part of it, at least this part stays. So you can do that to protect yourself too. But let's see, let's go back to, so just do whatever you can to try to protect your images. So I'm going to go into File, I'm going to go back into Merge, and here's my PNG logo, and then I'm just going to kind of reduce it down to size, and I may put it down here, something along that lines, or I could stretch it and make it big too. So that way at least not to say that they can't still crop out this design, but when you tend to crop images that are saved, they get real blurry, and it's not going to be a quality image, so it's not going to look as great if they try to copy that versus saving the entire image. Okay, so then what I would suggest to do is you could kind of marquee select everything, right click, and group it together. So now this is one image. Nothing will move around or out of place. Okay, so now to save your image. So basically this red box that is in your Silhouette program is going to be the area that your images are saved in. So if you want to save this entire image, we would have to change the size of this box, because for one thing, it's running more long ways, and this one is running more horizontal. So you're going to bring up your page, where is it at? Here it is. Your page setup, little docker thing here. And we're going to go and we're going to change this. Now we could change it to make it about the same size as our image. So we could change that to be, let's see, well, we can always reduce this down too. Let's do that. Let's reduce this down to about, let's say that. So so it's 10.769. So we're going to go in here and I'm going to change this to 10.769 by 10.769. So basically, if I put my picture inside of here, everything that's inside that red box is going to save. Okay, so if you wanted to, crop this in and make it a little bit, closer up image, you could increase the size of your design, bring this in here. So now your shirt image is closer up. You could, decrease the size of your logo, put it down here in the corner, and you've got a, closer up image of your shirt design. So you can kind of play around with that and see whatever works with you. Okay, I'm just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to save it as is so you can kind of see exactly how it's going to save. So we're going to go up to File, and I'm going to select Save As, and I'm going to select Save to Hard Drive. Now you're going to want to click on this bottom bar here, and we're going to change this from a studio file to, you can do a PNG or a JPEG. I'll select PNG, and I am going to change this to, let's see, it's my birthday too. I'm select OK. These are, I'm assuming these are the quality of the image, because pixels usually has to do with that. So you could kind of play around with these. I didn't. Same thing with the dots per image or per inch. And then there's a transparent background. I'm not sure when you select that what that does, but you know, that's some settings that you can play around with. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna leave everything as is. So I select save, and then I'm going to select, I'm just going to go into file, and I'm going to select merge, and I'm going to show you exactly. This was the image I just saved, and as you can see, it saved it exactly like this. See how it cut off my logo right here? So if we bring this up to the same exact size, you can see that these are both the same exact images. Okay, so that is how you make a mock-up for your website, for Facebook, or however you, you can do this to send, images to your customers too. And if you do send something to your customer, for sure you should put your logo on it, because again, people can take that and they can take it to another, another supplier, or another seller, and say, can you make this design? And because your logo's not on it, they don't know where it came from. So I hope this information was helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.